Ew.
What's up, bro?
The man of the hour, Spencer, the knowledge Fearon. Ooh, that's a nice sweater, my brother. Happy
How you doing, bro?
Ramadan.
How you doing?
Happy Ramadan, brother.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Man,
yeah. Ramadan was
the
all right to everyone.
mastermind, the mastermind. What's good? What's good? How's everything? Let me take the shades off. No, take the shades off. So, hey, good. You had a good time in Dubai.
Oh, you see me out there, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, you did a good job out there.
Very much. That means a lot coming from you, bro. Because I know that you watch boxing hard. So when it's coming from people that I know that watch boxing hard, then I'm grateful for I'm grateful for the compliment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, you
yeah,
did a
yeah.
great job, and it was a good outing. It was good fights by Jamel Herring beating Frampton and also Keyshawn Davis. I like your take on Keyshawn Davis too.
He's a very good fighter. We just got to be real with it. He's a very good fighter. Very skilled operator. So yeah, we need to props that kid a little bit more. He's gonna be a future star. He's with D4 Promotions. So you know what I mean. Yeah, things are gonna pop for the kid. I believe so.
Fact.
You know what I mean. D4G Promotions. They're gonna become a very, they're gonna become a premier company in the world of boxing. So you know what I mean. Ahmed Sadiq is a thorough business person, and he's got some good heads behind him as well. And it was great to see. I think that was Dubai's first ever world title fight. So it was an
Oh,
honor for me to say like their first ever world title fight that I was on there, and I was calling the fight. So I'm grateful, bro.
oh man, that's I didn't even know that about the first world champion in Dubai. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
cruel. That's dope. And hey, today is a historic day too. One of the best rounds ever. April 15th. Hagler, the best round probably, arguably in the sport we ever seen. What you feel about that? April.
um, it is the best. It's the best first round I've ever seen. I've watched a lot of boxing, so if I'm saying that it's the best first round ever, then it most probably is the best first round ever. I've watched a lot of boxing. I've not seen a first round to top that first round. That was absolutely ridiculous. And I'm talking, and the reason why it ranks so high because at the time Tommy Hearns was a two-weight world champion, right? He was WBA welterweight champion when he knocks out Pepino Cuevas, and then he moves up in weight after losing to Sugar Ray Leonard. Then he wins the WBC super welterweight or junior middleweight or light middleweight title when he outpoints Rufino Benitez. So if you look at that on the stats, then you got to give that's two top tier guys. It's not you know two kind of run of the mill fighters. These are two top tier fighters in Marvin Hagler and Tommy Hearns who fought in the way that they did when they didn't have to. Tommy Hearns didn't have to fight like that.
Yeah, he
You
could have
know,
just worked his way from the outside, use his jab and
I
distance
mean,
and reach.
yeah, of course he could have. Yeah, of course he would. Exactly. He was a taller man, but that's the fighting spirit of Tommy Hearns. And when you look at a fight of that magnitude, it was called 9 Minutes of Mayhem by the British broadcaster and commentator, the late great Reg Guttridge. And I remember that fight like yesterday because I had to go to. I was only a kid then. When I mean I was a kid, was I 11 years old, something like that. I mean, yeah, I was 11. I went to the theater to watch that fight. Those days, you know what I mean, it wasn't like pay-per-view and stuff, and it comes on close. In America, you get close net
Yeah.
circuit TV, but in the UK, I had to go out to the cinema to watch that fight. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
incredible fight.
Incredible, incredible. What's new with you? I know you working, traveling all over the place. What's new with the knowledge? What's new with Spencer Fearman? What you up to? What's the new projects out there for you?
Man, I've got a lot, bro. We're about to show all the paperwork right now that we're working on loads of stuff. So, like I said, I'm just grateful to be in it. I'm grateful to be in my position to trying to help out some new fighters as well. MTK Global got a great card on the weekend that I'm working on, which is also going to be shown in America on ESPN Plus. So yeah, I mean, I'm grateful to be working on that show as well. So yeah, I'll tell you, like, on the card, it's a good card because I know you got Danny Dignam, the middleweight, who's defending his his WBO European middleweight title against a guy called, I think it's Sotcom, who good fighter. But then domestically in the UK, we've got a good light heavyweight fighter called Daniel Aziz.
Okay.
He's defending his English title against Danny Summers. Danny Summers was very unlucky. He gave Danny Summers a few years back fought Frank Bourguignon for the British title. So that's a really good fight. When I mean like a trade fight, I mean that is going to be I'm looking forward to that fight. That's going to be a good fight. So I'm calling those fights. So on the lockdown, I leave the hotel. I'm in the hotel lockdown until tomorrow.
Okay.
And then so tomorrow evening I get home, see my kids for a little bit, then boom, I'm back out. I'm back out off to Bolton to watch and call the fights for ESPN Plus, and it's also going to be on IFL. So I'm grateful, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And how does that bubble feel? You know what I'm saying? Because if it's a stress for guys like you, imagine fighters.
It hasn't been stressful for me. I'm gonna be real. It's been pleasantly comfortable. I've had things to work on. I can work on myself while I'm here as well. It's been good because I adjusted my mind to the fact that all right, then I'm gonna go to Dubai, and I had a fantastic time in Dubai.
Oh yeah,
I had a fantastic time out there. Yeah, it was mad, man. It was really cool.
I would love to go out there. I never went out there. I would love to go out there.
Go, just go, man. So yeah, went out. But I adjusted my mind when I got the call to say, all right, then are you coming out to do the ringside fight by fights?
Okay.
And I thought I was gonna be with the rest of the guys, like in the UK, just doing it from a studio here. But they said, do you want to come out? And the offer was too good to refuse. I said, yeah, definitely, I'm coming. And I went out there. It was great. Yeah, it was really cool. I'm glad to say that I was there at such an historic event, even though I was gutted by the result because I really wanted Carl Frampton to win.
Oh yeah,
but not more than I'm a Carl Frampton guy, but I know Jamel Herring, and he is such a nice guy. So it was like two nice guys, and it was a nice guy that lost. It was a nice guy that won, but it was a nice thing to go and witness for boxing. It was cool, man.
Yeah, I didn't think that Jamel here was gonna stop him. I didn't think that. I didn't predict that. What I did not like though, is when when Carl Frampton was talking about retirement before fighting. I'm like, damn, did he already check out? When you hear fighters talking that retirement,
you know what? I'm glad that you know. If we go June 1988, right? Michael Spinks, former undisputed light heavyweight champion, IBF heavyweight champion, and the Ring Magazine heavyweight champion, fought the undisputed heavyweight champion in Mike Tyson. But prior to the fight, Michael Spinks was saying, this is my last fight, this is my last fight, this is my last fight. And there was a famous former world champion, WBC lightweight champion, Jim Watt, who was a commentator then. And Jim Watt was saying, I never like when fighters say that they're going to retire
prior to the fight.
For retirement. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, like saying like, this is my last fight. This is my last fight. It doesn't. And that's 1988. That's always stuck with me. Then I was a 10-year-old kid watching. I'm saying, what? That has always stuck with me.
Yep.
And so I didn't like that, but I can understand where this is my last fight. This is my last fight. I'm just going to give it all I got. And fair play to Carl Frampton. Never made no excuses. Said, look, this is the best training camp that I've had. I was sharp. Yep. Everything was great. I remember like after the weigh-in, I seen Carl Frampton, meaning that little chat. I put it up on my Insta, and he was really up for it. And it was just that he lost to the better guy, and that's Jamel Herring had a really good game plan. I was speaking to Bomac, his trainer prior, and he was saying like what they're gonna do, and I said, yeah, he's saying like, right, we're gonna keep it long. When he comes in, we're gonna meet him on the inside. And I'm thinking, because you're such a tall fighter, you got these elongated arms, it's gonna be hard for you to meet Carl Frampton on the inside. But you know what it was? He was he was just a better man, and we just got to leave it. He was a better man, and he got the result. And like I said, two nice guys, and the winner was boxing. Just how those guys carried themselves, um,
Yeah,
um, 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 pre-fight, in the fight, and post-fight. Both of them should be commended.
facts. Facts. I like the way. Yeah, it was coming. He had no excuse. He actually did say in the post fight interview that that was his best. That he felt real good. Had a great training camp, and I think that's the way. That's the way it should. And good sportsman like gentlemen. It is a gentleman sport. I think people forget about that. So they was quite a gentleman, both of them, and it was a good sight to see. So yeah, yo, there's a lot of people talking about more the biggest fight, man. The biggest fight still haven't been announced. What you think about that? What you think about that? The heavyweight undisputed bout,
You know what?
Fury,
Yeah,
AJ.
man. You know what? Punch drunk boxing. I don't want to even waste time to talk about it. Let them sign the thing, and then I can expel more energy on it. Right now, I'm just being real. I don't want to be sitting down like I'm still in a quarantine hotel. I took my last COVID test yesterday. I've taken COVID tests in the last 3 weeks. I've had 5 tests.
Yeah.
So to fly, you got to take a test. When you get to the country that you're of designation, and because it's a red zone country, 2 days while you landed there, you got to take a test. Then 70 hours before you fly back home, you got to take a test. Then when you come to the UK, the border immigrations are waiting for you. Imagine you got to get immigration form to come back into your own country of your birthright.
Wow.
Right? When you get back into the country, they're waiting for you. I mean, they are properly waiting for you. Don't joke. As you step off of the plane, which is in the tunnel that leads you into the airport, they're waiting to check all your papers. You know what I mean? You got to have a PCR report. You got to have a post-COVID report. You got to have some other forms that you got to fill out. Then you got to fill out a track and trace. So they got your phone number, so they can track and trace where the hell you are.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
then when you right, then when you leave, it's really cool. It's like there's no direct flights from Dubai to the UK, so you have to fly to Turkey, and then from Turkey, I'm leaving from Turkey to come to the UK. I see Dave Diamante, and the luck is like me and him actually sat together. Like we weren't planned. They just said they actually put us together, so we sat together. We flew back. We spoke boxing and all the rest of it, and the queue was ridiculous. The lineup queue was absolutely ridiculous. And in my head, I'm saying, I wonder if I can get through. I wonder if, like, and you got to put your passport on the screen, and then that was denied. And then,
Oh
oh, where are we coming from?
yeah. No.
Why would it make no difference?
No.
It
No.
would
I
make no difference.
understand.
I know guys that have got home. I know guys that have got home, and when they got home, the officials for this COVID testing ship was at their house to take them to the quarantine. So
Oh.
you can't escape it. So if you fly, you know, as much as I could turn around and say, "Oh, it's been a headache," because with it in US money, it's like you got to pay $2,000
Mm.
to stay in a hotel for 10 days. So what's that? $200 a night. It could, yeah, around about that, about
Yeah.
230 a night. Because it's like what is it? 1,750 pounds. So it is what it is, bro. I mean, I can't even complain. It is what it is. What it is. If I was to start screaming and shouting, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, you still doing it with your.
So
You
I've gone
you
through all
still.
of this. I've gone through all of this to come back, still to hear that it hasn't been finalized. AJ versus Fury. Do you think I care when my 4 beautiful kids can't see their pups? Well, they can see me on FaceTime, but they can't see me.
Yeah.
I'm not there physically. I don't care. That's the rules. I really don't care.
I feel you. I feel you. Like it's recycled content. It's rhetorical question. It's a rhetorical. You got to It's. I understand. I understand. I hope it gets done. I hope it gets done. But the talk is too much talk at this point. And at this point, for me now, it's all about the young fighters. You know, a lot of fighters are stepping up to fight. We had the Boots. We had I did like I want to see Gary Cully. I want to see that dude. That dude is an enigma.
Gary Cully's the real deal. I'm telling you this now. I'm very impressed with him. Gary Cully's a good fighter, man. I'm seeing a lot of good fighters coming out your way right now. Who's that kid? Lolo, Charles Harris.
Lolo Harris. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
dope.
Lolo Harris. Yeah, good fighter, man. Yeah, he's a good fighter. Been watching him. I've been watching. I keep my eye on. I keep my eye on American boxing. Especially on these young kids coming up. Uh, yeah, him. Who's the other kid?
Kid Austin
Kid
is good.
Austin.
Hmm.
Kid Austin's a good fighter, man. He's a good
Yeah,
fighter as well. Kid Austin.
he had a
Um, I
30-second
like.
knockout his last fight.
Yeah, I like him. I like him. He good fighter. So yeah, in America, the lighter weight divisions, there's some good kids coming through. But I'm impressed with Lolo.
Yeah.
I am. I'm impressed with him. It's one of your guys put me onto him yesterday. He said, "Oh, go check this kid out, Spencer." I watched him. Like, yeah, he's a good kid, and Kid Austin. I've been having a look at that kid. What's his name? Harris, right?
Is
Yeah,
the
he's
Lolo Harris and Kid Austin. His real name is Floyd Schofield. Kid
yeah,
Austin is a
Floyd Schofield.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Floyd Schofield. Because yeah, he watches your show too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Yeah, he
nah,
watches your show.
he's dope.
He's
He's
saying, yeah.
dope. He's dope. I like what do you think about Conor Ben's performance versus Samuel Vargas? That was he washed him. Washed.
Right. Let me. Do you think he wasn't going to do nothing else? Do you think something else was going to happen in that fight, bro?
No, I think he was gonna stop him. But I didn't think like straight off the bat, like first round, stop him because Samuel Vargas is game. He's tough. He'll put up a good fight, but he washed them.
Bro, it's the UK. It's the UK. Tundi called it right because we did a fight along on Saturday for this fight. Tundi
Yeah.
called it right. Tundi looked at, I know what Tundi was saying, Spence, this fight ain't going long, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, what are you talking about? He said, this trust me, this fight ain't gonna go long. UK refereeing is different from America. American referees they're more lenient to pain and pressure. You know what I mean? Like they see a guy getting bashed on the road, so they're gonna let it go.
Okay.
In the UK, it's not like that. UK is safety first,
All right.
right? Seriously, UK safety first.
Nah, but
When you got
he should have stopped it.
um,
It was a good stoppage.
yeah, it was a 30 punch combination that he hit him with unanswered 30 punch combination. Now this is not like in America when he fought Ortiz and he's on the ropes and Ortiz is wailing away at him and he ain't doing nothing and the referee will let it go for a little while. Then right, no, the UK, but can't take away nothing from Conor Benn. That was an absolutely fantastic
Yeah.
performance. Seriously, that was an incredible performance. But I think we should slow down a bit. There's no rush for him to go in there with Sean Paul.
Oh, I know. Nah, I know. I the only thing I just wanted to say because there's a lot of I was thinking about this before you got on. I feel like in boxing there's a lot of contradiction in terms of that. A lot of they will say that it's not like back in the days. Fighters they don't fight like back in the days, but now when a fighter, these young fighters want to approach it like back in the days, and these young fighters saying they're ready, now is they're not ready. They shouldn't fight, but it was Cassius Clay ready for
Yo,
Sonny
yo, yo.
Liston? You? Oh, you can hear me?
I've lost you, bruv.
Oh, so
I've lost
timeout,
you. I've lost you.
timeout,
Hello?
time.
Yeah, you back?
Oh, but
Yeah.
I can't. You're not moving though. It's for
Am I,
your screen is frozen.
am I moving now? No.
Nah,
You
timeout and
know what?
time back in.
Yeah,
Try to,
time out. Yeah, yeah. All right.
all right. Yes, sir. You already know the knowledge. Speaking knowledge out here, man. Great, always great talk. A great mastermind on sport of boxing. A historian. Probably the historian in the sport of boxing. I never really heard anybody that knows boxing like this, man. Like Spencer Fearon. I mean, Dude is like the Bible of boxing. Like the Bible of boxing, the preacher. But yeah. So what I was gonna explain is, yeah, I do believe that of course Conor Benn they should get more. I'm not see this what it is a different conversation between if he could beat Sean Porter or is he ready for Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? I think he's ready for Sean Porter. Now, this is another question is could he beat Sean Porter? I think that Virgil Ortiz is ready for Bud Crawford. Will he beat Bud Crawford? You know, now that's a whole different type of conversation. That's a whole different assessment. That's a whole different breakdown and stuff like that. Spencer knows his stuff. That guy knows a lot from me. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yeah, man. Um, Probably let me send it to him again, just in case. Oops, 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 oops. It says they not ready. Join for Al Bob. Canelo fought more. The Porter says. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. It's where I am. The reception ain't good, and it's like you do the hotel internet, and it rules really slow.
Got it, got it. So what we left off was that you said that Conor Benn slow down on Conor Benn. He's not ready. You don't think he should fight Sean Porter. I
No,
think this was my assessment. My assessment. I feel like is a one conversation. If he's ready, he could be ready. Now, could he beat Sean Porter? And I think that's a different assessment. I just feel
yeah,
like the best, the great fighters that we have in the past. Can you imagine if Cassius Clay was just too young and he didn't get a crack of Sonny Liston? Nah, he ain't ready for Sonny Liston. Or Salvador Sanchez wasn't ready for particular fighters. Or what Frey Benitez wasn't ready. Or Oscar De La Hoya wasn't ready for Pernell Whitaker and Julio Cesar Chavez. Like, well, I think that.
it wasn't ready for Pernell Whitaker. He lost that fight.
Ah! I don't know. I don't know. See,
He
that's a whole
lost that
different.
fight, bruv. He lost that fight, bruv. I'm being real. I'm keeping it 100. He lost that fight.
What would you had it? 7 rounds to 5.
Yeah, Pernell Whitaker.
That is. I mean, it's not a robbery though. It's not like how people say it was a robbery.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't a robbery. But what it was, it's like if we go back to watch that fight, we have to realize that when you're dealing with um, Pernell Whitaker, Pernell Whitaker's already going to be 2 rounds down because he's fighting Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya was literally the golden boy.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. And he brought the crowd and stuff like that. There's a couple fights where I could watch and think I don't think Oscar De La Hoya won those fights. You know what I mean, Felix Sturm, he never won that fight for the WBO middleweight crown. He didn't win the fight against Ike Quote, even though it was an exciting fight, but he didn't win that fight.
Yeah, it was
I remember
exciting right there.
I remember speaking to Harold Lederman, oh, about 5 years ago now.
Uh-huh.
And Harold Lederman said, nah, he never won that fight. And Harold Lederman called that fight for Ike Quote as well. So, you know, but, you know, you're fighting De La Hoya. But in saying it doesn't mean that De La Hoya is not a great fighter. He's a great fighter. But
Yeah.
when I turn around and say that he won the fight against Pernell Whitaker, I don't think he won that fight.
Yeah, that was a great fight. Knocked him down. Then he knocked him down in the last what was the last round?
I think it was round 5 or round 6 where they both got knocked down. One of the best jabs that you could ever see in history has got to be Ike Quote. His jab was ridiculous. He had such a potent, stinging jab. Great fighter.
Yep. That was a great fight. That was a great and him and his battle and Oscar De La Hoya's battle with Shane Mosley. It was good too.
Well,
But
Shane Mosley didn't win the second fight. I don't know how he got the decision. But the first fight, Shane Mosley boxed out of his skin. An incredible fight. Matter of fact, after I get off here, I'm going to watch that fight.
oh yeah, the second fight.
No. The first fight.
The first
Second fight's garbage.
Yeah. The first fight was good, but I mean he's been in a lot of wars. I mean, I think people can nitpick, but I think it's no robbery. It's not like how people say with Triple G and Canelo Alvarez. What you think that's a robbery or that was just a close fight?
It was a close fight. Close fights aren't robberies. Close fights are close fights.
Facts.
And also you got to go by it's also conjecture. So what may tickle my fancy may not tickle Punch Drunk's fancy, but doesn't mean that it's a robbery. It's just that we're going to have different opinions. Hence why we have three judges, so you may have three different opinions, but sometimes two guys could go with one opinion, and that's going to be the telling thing of the fight. And I could be here sat down with my IQ and my intellectual boxing, it could be totally different. So it's how you want to look at the fight.
Facts, facts. I wanted to see. I now want to. This is a question I did wanted to ask you also, because you was a fighter, and I said about Conor Benn that I wish that Conor Benn could move his training camp to the U.S. and I think that he would be a more dangerous fighter. Because I see, the Triple G's, the Manny Pacquiao's, the Tyson Fury. Is it different when the UK fighter or when fighters across the pond come to the US? Is it a different
Well,
or
what I
what
got to
would you
say
say,
is
bro?
I got to go by what his father went through, right? And his father was trained by a guy called Brian Lynch. When he lost, bloody hell, what was that? April of '89 when he lost to Michael Watson. Now, Michael Watson was a very, very good fighter, very good fighter. And Michael Watson knocked out Nigel Benn with a jab in round 6. Nigel Benn just got exhausted, was wailing away was wailing away. Well, it was a hard punch, and Nigel Benn could punch. And
Yeah, hell yeah.
yeah. And Michael Watson just had his hand cupped and took the shots and was there and firing back at Nigel Benn. Great fight. Go watch that fight. Nigel Benn versus Michael Watson. For you American guys who don't know, because I know you know Nigel Benn because he was a ruthless, destructive puncher. But he
Yeah.
did get beat by Michael Watson. Anyway,
The Dark
after that,
Destroyer.
after that, Nigel Benn, with his then manager, Ambrose Mendy, got a deal with Bob Arum and they regrouped to America. And when they regrouped to America, he had a few fights out there. I remember he fought Jose Quinones, and no one not really knocked out Quinones. And Nigel Benn done him in one round, knocked him out in one round. He fights Sanderline Williams. No one don't knock out Sanderline Williams, and Nigel Benn goes punch with him. And then Nigel Benn gets a shot at Doug DeWitt. And Doug DeWitt was the second ever WBO world champion. So those two fight April of 1990. So that's crazy, right? You think that's like, what's that? 31 years ago. April of 1990. I remember
Time flies.
the fight like it was yesterday, my friend. So those two fight, and Nigel Benn beats him. Then Nigel Benn fights Iran Barkley and beats Iran Barkley in one round. That's a very, very good win. Iran Barkley famously knocked out Tommy Hearns. He beat Tommy Hearns twice, but he famously knocked out Tommy Hearns in, what was that? In '88. So sorry, '89 he knocks him out. So it's how the game goes, man. It's how in
So
'88 knocks him.
so
So it's how the game goes. So, but he regrouped to America. And when he went into America,
yeah.
Nigel Benn, I remember telling me like he was sparring with Freddie Pendleton. Freddie Pendleton was a former lightweight world champ, and Freddie was giving him hard times in the gym sparring. So it was certain things like Nigel Benn was on a mission. Okay, I came out to America and they'll bash him all butt, but that's what I needed. That's what I needed. So it was like that helped him. You know what I mean? That helped him. So I could get to certain things, but the guy who was training Nigel Benn was Vic Andrade. Vic Andrade was based out in America, but he was an English guy. He was based out in America. So he still kind of kept that English thing, but he was getting the sparring required in America.
Yeah, that's what yeah, and that's what I was gonna get. I think that because when I say that, I feel like the work in terms of sparring, in terms of probably high class amateur or professional
I
or
agree. But you got to remember also with this is that Conor Benn's also very young and green himself. Even though he's been a professional for 5 years, he turned pro when he was 18, but he's still a baby learning the game.
yeah, he
Right?
got better a lot though.
Yeah,
I think he's one of the fighters that has grown so much in a short period of time. Out of any
yeah,
fighters I've seen, I think he's that guy that have grown so much
yeah,
substantially.
he, no doubt, he's excelled, and like I said, he's a good fighter, and yeah, I've always rated him. I like him a lot. He's a good kid, really good kid. Got a lot of time for him, and his dad. I got a lot of time for his pops as well. Good kid.
Yeah, yeah. What's other fighters? What other fighters that you may think that people need to get their eyes on that we're not the let's say in this side of the pond we're not
Well,
really
you've
looking.
already you've already what in America,
No, no,
in the
in the UK.
UK.
Yeah,
Well, you've already talked about. You've done a video as well about Gary Cully. I think Gary
yeah.
Cully's really good. Lee McGregor really impressed me last time out, winning the bantamweight European title.
Oh
Lee
yeah, yeah.
McGregor. Yeah, Lee McGregor impressed me. I was like, what am I watching here? Like, you know what I mean? I thought he's gonna beat Graffiti, but I didn't know that he could do it like that. Gruffy, how he beat Gruffy was nuts. He just smashed him to bits. So Lee McGregor, he's another one to be looking out for. Whom I rate. I rate him a lot. There's a kid who's fighting on Saturday night. I'm calling his fight as well. Um, Jack Bateson.
Okay.
I think he's doing super bantamweight now, but I've known him from when he was in the amateurs. Tall, gangly white kid, a classy fighter, very, very classy fighter. I know his pops as well. Mark, they study boxing. They go through proper drills and everything else like that. So I'm really looking forward to watching him fight as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's some good kids. Like I said, Daniel Aziz, who's up against Ricky Summers, but Daniel Aziz, he's kind of like a Marvin Hagler kind of build kind of guy.
Okay.
Even wears the velvet shorts like Marvin. He's just the
All
only
right.
difference. He ain't got a bald head, but he's very methodical in how he moves. He grinds down guys. So yeah, he's another guy you could look out for. He's kind of going underneath the radar, but
Yeah.
he's kind of a guy that you should be looking out for as well.
Yeah, man. When I saw when I think I've when I saw Gary Cully, I'm like, this. I don't think nobody's gonna. I think they're gonna avoid him as much as possible. I
He's
think he
6'3" lightweight,
and Southpaw.
and yeah, you know what I mean 6'3", long arms, uh, and he's improving every fight. Every fight I'm saying he's improving. Yeah,
Like I was trying to figure out if you put him if I was trying to figure out what who to match him up with, and I'm like, he's gonna give everybody trouble.
I'm
It's like,
telling you. I'm telling you.
and then he's getting better, same age.
Yeah,
I'm like,
good
I,
fight. Good fight.
the only person I'd be like, I thought Nakatani was tall and towering, right? I'm thinking, look at this Gary Cully. If Nakatani was giving Teofimo Lopez a problem because of his height and range, can you imagine Gary
Yep.
Cully?
All right. I'm telling you. But you know what? The thing with I'm not gonna. Gary Cully's been down. In I think his second to last fight, he got floored.
Uh,
The guy who floored him ain't no Teofimo Lopez.
yeah,
But then
I'm
he said
saying with growth, with
yeah,
growth.
yeah. Then he was saying like he wasn't doing a weight properly. He wasn't. I mean, but now he's doing things proper. And Gary Cully's a future star in my eyes.
Yeah. See, when a person get knocked down, I'm like, I've come from the other eras where getting knocked down and getting touched up is not, oh my God, like now if a punch grazes your eyelashes, they're like, oh my God, you're exposed, man. We saw Tito Trinidad, he get knocked down, came back up, his father will
Now,
smack him up.
Trinidad always should get knocked down. It was in the
Yeah.
contract. It was in the contract with Trinidad. If you don't get knocked down, there's no fight. Tito Trinidad would always get knocked down, but when that guy got up, you be in trouble. I remember
Ex-
Tito Trinidad fought a guy from the UK called Kevin Lucian, and Kevin Lucian knocked him down, and it must have been all gas. Run back to his corner. What was that? I think that was
his father
96.
smacked him
That fight.
up.
Yeah, I think that was 96. Yeah, I thought that was 96. And then Trinidad just came back and battered him in the second round. In the round after, just came back and just destroyed him. Yeah,
Yeah.
Trinidad serious like that.
So coming from that era, now I'm like, if a person get knocked down, he get back up. For me, that's building character. I could see the character like that.
And I totally agree. I totally agree, my friend.
But nowadays it's like, man, you can't even get touched.
Nah, you can't.
What's going on? What's going on? It's hard. That's why I think these fighters, that some of these fighters, they're probably their manager or promoters walking their career on eggshells. Because if they lose one time, look at Anthony Joshua. He lost one time at Andy Ruiz. He should retire. He should fire his trainer. His mind is not there. It's
Oh,
like,
listen, man. This is like I said. what's happened is we got this era now, this Floyd Mayweather era,
Facts. Thank you.
right? And the Floyd Mayweather era is now that if you lose, you're done, you're garbage, right? Now, in the old days, we didn't care about O's. O's didn't mean nothing. You
I
know what I mean?
know.
Go like in the early 40s, Charlie Burley, one of the greatest to ever do it, not to win a world title. Charlie Burley fights Ezra Charles twice in a month and loses to Ezra Charles. I think it was like 41, right? Twice to Ezra Charles. And in the meantime, in the interim of him fighting Ezra Charles again for the second time, he fights a guy called Holman Williams. He fights Holman Williams. Holman Williams is a bad boy as well. Like one of the, he had the murders roll. Holman Williams was like something like 95-5 record.
Mm-hmm.
Are you hearing me? 95-5. Right? Charlie Burley boxes him, beats him. Then a week, like 10 days later, goes and fights Izzy Charles again. So it wasn't about those times there because you know what? Go on BoxRec right now, right? I don't agree or disagree with their rating system or how they do it, right? But you go
me either.
pound, huh?
Me either.
Right, but if you go pound for pound, like Floyd was boasting, on the pound for pound number one on BoxRec, and no, he's been replaced. Izzy Charles is now the pound for pound number one fighter in the world of all time. So, and Izzy Charles is one of my favorite fighters. I've got a couple favorite fighters, but Izzy Charles, one of my favorite fighters. Izzy Charles, Mike McCullum, one of my favorite fighters. Willie Pep and Willie Pep, one of my favorite fighters. But Gene Tunney, anyone want to go learn about boxing? Go watch Gene Tunney. Gene Tunney was science way before his time. Incredible fighter.
One style. I fell in love in watching Sandy Sandler. I do love the style of Henry Hank. I just love the style.
Listen, now you're talking, bro. Henry, let me tell you this. If Henry Hank was around today, world champ, world lightweight champion. Henry Hank's style was absolutely. Oh man, you got up in my estimations now, punch on boxing. I was like saying I had little weak ass kids, they don't shit. Now you're talking boxing.
Come on, my brother. Come on, Spencer.
Right. Now, Henry Hank, I tweeted that to someone a few days ago. So it's mad that you just mentioned. Oh, yeah. Henry Hank was my guy. Incredible boxer.
What I liked about when Henry Hank, I think Roy Jones Jr. with the left hook, the way he used to keep his left hook down,
yeah,
he got something from Henry Hank, in my opinion.
Of course, if he never, his dad did, because his dad used to box.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, maybe his dad got it. His dad showed him that, but Henry Hank, absolutely superb fighter
from Detroit.
Yeah, superb fighter. The way he could go down to the body, he pop and come down and throw right. Oh man, beautiful.
Thank you, man. Yo, that's so. I do for Sandy Sandler was my out of the old schools. Sandy Sandler, but my favorite style, Henry Hank. That's like my favorite style. That's evolution right there. And I think he don't get credit for it. Like he don't get credit for that.
You know why he don't get credit? He don't get credit because he lost to Harold Johnson. He lost to good fighters, right? And
he lost the big ones.
Yeah. So the big ones he lost, but it don't mean that he wasn't a good fighter. He was a good fighter. He was a very good fighter. And in spurts, if you watch him in spurts, you're looking at greatness when you watch him in spurts. Incredible fighter. Facts.
And some of the fights that he lost, it looked like he probably played around too much.
Yeah. That's how it goes. Or you got also you got similar, and their record doesn't complement who they are as fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Augustus Burton.
Okay.
Who fought Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, Manuel Augustus.
Yeah, the Drunken Master.
Yeah, Manuel Augustus, but he changed the name to Augustus Burton as well. But yeah, I remember he when I was boxing, I boxed he fought a guy from the UK called Jonathan Frampton. Yeah, this is 98. And they brought him over to lose because he was just doing the Drunken Master. He just came over at he was doing a circuit in Europe, fighting in Germany, getting losses out there and stuff. And he came over and the way he put his hands together on Jonathan Frampton on the inside, I'm gonna have a look for that fight on YouTube. It's got to be there. He just put his hands together, bro. You know what I mean? He just, oh man, incredible, really good fight, really good fight.
Yeah, I was thinking about the other day the greatest fighters that never won a world title. You know, you
In the
know.
UK, the greatest fighter ever to win a world title was a guy called Harold Graham, who was
Okay.
it was a British, Commonwealth, and European light middleweight champion or junior middleweight world champion, and he was British, Commonwealth, and European middleweight champion. His first world title shot came in '89. No, yeah, first year. His first world title shot came against Mike McCullum, and he lost on split decision. But he also got a point deducted in that fight. But he lost in split decision for the vacant WBA title. And his second world title fight came against Julian Jackson in 1990 when he was beating Julian Jackson. I think it's the third round or fourth round, and Julian Jackson hits him with that right hand and knocks him clean out. And then his third was against Charles Brewer. I think that was 97. He was beating Charles Brewer for the IBF super middleweight crown. He was beating Charles Brewer handily, floored him about 3 times. Something that Joe Kawasaki couldn't do, something that Sven Hopker couldn't do. And then Charles Brewer just bites down his gum shield and rushes him. In, I think it's like 10th round stoppage and stops him in the 10th round. But Harold Graham, if you want to, like, Harold Graham had, like, at the time, the longest unbeaten run for a professional fight in the UK was like 43-0.
Yeah.
Right? It was, go check him out. Harold Graham was bad. Harold Graham came from the Winkerbank gym, the same gymnasium that Nassim Hamid came from, that Johnny Nelson came from. So, but he was a pioneer of that slippery style. It was his thing. That was what he did, and he brought it to that gym. So, and then Nassim Hamid and those guys copied him. There's videotapes of a young Nassim Hamid just idolizing Harold Graham like no one's business. Harold Graham was absolutely fantastic. So,
Yeah, I got to get more in tune
yeah,
with
you all
Harold
go
Graham.
check. I'm telling you, Harold Bomber Graham was serious. He was a great fighter.
What was something about George Travalo, because that was the only probably fighter that you see Muhammad Ali really didn't trash talk. George Travalo.
Because he was tough. He was a tough human being. If you look on George Chavallo was a tough man. Go watch George Chavallo's fight. Go watch George Chavallo's fight with Joe
Ernie.
Frazier. No,
Okay.
with Joe Frazier. Go
Yeah,
watch that.
I know he got knocked out by Foreman and George
Yeah,
Frazier.
yeah, but he went off his feet though. He got stopped by those guys.
Okay.
Right, you couldn't get that guy
Oh
off
yeah,
his
yeah,
feet.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He was really never knocked out.
yeah. No, you could. That guy was just a tough individual, a tough human being, and yeah, very good fighter. He's from Canada. Very good fighter.
He's from Canada, and also what was it? I mean, look at the back of the days. His debut, he fought 4 guys in his debut.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No,
He fought 4 guys, and he went 4-0 on the debut date, y'all. See, now
yeah.
when it comes to that, when we talking about like pass and those type of stats, that's like, yo, can you imagine Keyshawn Davis? I'm gonna make my debut. Yeah, I'm gonna fight 4 guys and knock him out.
All right. Yeah, I mean, so look, you know, on the craziness, you think about it. Ken Norton's pro debut. You know what? You're fighting a 10 rounder in your pro debut. Right. They
Damn.
don't make fights. They don't boxing different now, man.
Yeah, like I'm one of those that I don't want to take away from today by going to the past, because it's very, you can't compare it too much. So we just setting up today for like failure in conversation, and we be like, yo, back in the days, back in the days, you know, say the 12 rounders, like we don't even know if these guys. We see people getting gassed up in the 8th round. Can you imagine if it's 15 rounds?
Right. I just want to know, like, different time, man. Mike McCullum fought Sean Mannion in 1984. Sean Mannion, he was an Irish guy. Sean Mannion was a tough son of a gun. Those guys fought 15 hard rounds. So you got to think, you're getting your second win in round 10,
Yep.
right? Now we're saying, he's getting his second win. What round are you in the second win? Yeah, round
Six
seven. Round
rounds.
seven, and get exactly.
Yeah.
The fighters are built differently. They're more psychologically or built different.
Yeah.
So they know, right, we got to go do the rounds. We're going to go do the rounds.
So what do you feel in let's say in America or worldwide heavyweight, guys that never won the title, like Cleveland Williams and Ernie Terrell, Who else? Who else never won a world title? You know,
No,
David two in the world.
Ernie Terrell did win a world title. He won the
Okay,
WBA
okay,
title.
yeah, yeah, okay. All right, Ernie won. You know, when it's boxing, so much names, bro. It's
Yeah.
so much.
No,
It's just so
I'm
much
saying
history.
if we should look on guys who didn't win world heavyweight titles, and if they're around today, being the size like being today's heavyweight equivalent, not like being their size now.
He won the
A guy
WBC, right? Ernie
who,
Terrell.
no, Ernie Terrell won the WBA title.
Okay. Before it was the NAF. What was
No,
the
no, what
NA?
it was is the NBA title.
Uh-huh.
But what happened was the formulated group when Ali beat Sonny Liston, Ali was then the undisputed champion, the
Yeah,
WBA and WBC
WBC.
champion. But he got stripped of the WBA crown. And when he got stripped, when he fought Ernie Terrell, that Ernie Terrell, when he got stripped to Ernie Terrell won the WBA title. So he was fighting back for the WBA title, even though Ali was the real champion. So he didn't
Yeah,
make it for it. But yeah. But yeah, Ernie Terrell was a good fighter.
yeah, he
And
was.
Ali played with him.
Yep.
But I would say the guy that if today, I
Yeah,
think
who's the best fighter that never won a world title?
at heavyweight, there's loads of good guys, you know.
I
When I
know.
mean like there's loads of good guys, there's loads of good guys. But I think Ernie Shavers, because of his knockout ratio and how he, you know what I mean, Ernie fought two hard fights with Larry Holmes. Ernie fought an old Ali, but it's still Ali, and Ali's got more tricks than David Copperfield. So yeah, I think Ernie Terrell's got to be one of the guys up there. I think a guy that goes underneath the radar a lot, Jerry Corey. I
Jerry
think Jerry,
Corey.
Jerry Corey
Jerry.
could have picked up a world title. There's too many fighters, man. I mean,
Didn't Travallo beat Eddie Corey?
yes, they boxed.
Jerry Corey? Yeah.
Yeah.
He
But
beat him.
I'm trying to say, like, Jerry Corey wasn't no joke, man. I just want you to know that. Go
Yeah.
watch Jerry Corey's first fight, 1971, 1969. 1969, him versus Joe Frazier. And if I'll go to anyone, you want to learn about fighting in the pocket? That's where you learn fighting in the pocket. Those two, you could have put a fifth, you could have put a quarter on the ground, they'd have stood on it and just fought. No running around, none of this bullshit. Let's fight.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, man. Yo, boxing is incredible. Boxing is incredible. And are you going back into the corner, my brother? You going back into the corner? Are you going to train some fighters? Are you going back with or you going to stay on the mic? What you going to do?
Man. Bro, man. My days of training fight, that's years ago. I mean, I got gray hairs in my beard now. So I'm saying maybe. There's a couple fighters that's asked me, maybe. We'll see. You know what I mean?
How about would you put your kids to box?
Yeah. My son goes boxing now. My son Mari, he's 9 years old now.
Okay.
And I've just started taking him boxing recently because he said he wanted to do it. I really didn't want him to go there, but he wanted to say, yeah. But his mom was saying take him just for the male bonding and just for the him
Discipline.
discipline and stuff, which is good because I don't get involved because I go down the boxing gym with him. You see that to my kids. I ain't acknowledge to my kids. I'm dad. They don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go to my kids and like, oh, daddy's famous. It's like, yeah, so what? You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're dead.
Yeah, right. But I take my son to the boxing gym now. So I go to the boxing gym and I've gone there. I'm not going there like, hey, I'm Spencer Fearon. I've gone there like, yeah. So I'm going to the gym. And like a lot of the parents there, they're looking and say, wait a minute, I just want to ask you, you Spencer Fearon? I'm like, yeah. They go, bloody hell, you coming in, you're not no bravado. I'm just going outside. I want my son to work out. And even more so, I'm giving my son to a trainer now.
Oh, okay.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be overly involved. I let him go do his training. I want him to train and he's enjoying it. And now the gyms are back open. That will be our practice from not this week because I'm working in Bolton on the show for ESPN. But the week after, we're going to be back in the gym again. We'll take him back to the boxing gym. It's good bonding. He enjoys it. And my son's very, very smart. I ain't bossy, but my son is amazingly intelligent, right? He writes books and stuff like that. Seriously, he's really got his own little comic strip that he's worked out amazing. Amari, my son's very smart. So it'll be selfish for selfish or greedy reasons. Why I'm saying, yeah, I want you to go do boxing over because that's me trying to be vicarious. But if he truly wanted to go do it, then he can go do it. You know what I mean? Every morning I get up and like I train his moms. We do boxing training in the mornings and that.
Okay.
And like she can hit the bits, man. So it's like but I'm saying like if he really wanted to say, yeah, this is what I want to go do, I want to go there, then I'll switch it up. But for me, where it comes to training fighters, no, what I like doing is technically advising fighters, and that's good. And there's quite a few fighters that I technically advise now, but they're saying like, well, we want you in the gym with us, and I've had a lot of big offers from a lot of big name fighters for me to come and it's more to do like breaking down fight footage and tapes and stuff like that. So yeah, that's something that I'm gonna go do, but we're not going to announce it on a fight that I am doing it with because I want things to be a little bit held down a bit.
Yes,
What, you
sir.
get some money coming in now, yeah?
Low, the coldest. Charles Harris was good. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
You see, look at that. Look at that. I just called the guy's name, right? I'm telling you now, yeah, that kid is a special talent. He's a special talent. He's like a little bulldozer.
When the knowledge says it's special, ladies and gentlemen, you
Right,
better take it to the bank.
right. I'm telling you, he's special talent. There's a couple kids. There's a couple kids who I'm seeing come through now. I don't like, right, you're special talents.
Take
I
it to the
believe
bank.
that. That kid's one of them. He's a special talent, man. He's got good hands. I like the relationship that he's got with his father as well. He's got a good team around him. You know, Rick Ross is my guy. I think he's advising him right now. And yeah, and you know, I rate the kid. And you see, you know, the nicest thing is this is like, I think the kid said, yeah, I see you with on Punch Drunk. So I'm like, wow, because like in the UK, I'm not boasting, but there's noise.
No,
When it
yeah,
comes to
of course,
boxing,
of course.
right in the UK. So, but what I'm very appreciative of is the fact that Americans know who I am, and like you know, people who look like me in America know what time
Yeah.
they, and they got to know, like, you ain't talking to an ordinary man, you're talking to a historian, a proper historian of this sport, right? I don't need to write down nothing. You know what I mean? I ain't got
You
no
don't need to go to
computer,
box
laptop,
rag, no
phone.
Google, no
Right,
Google.
exactly. It's from my head top, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, man, Lolo Harris is gonna be is a phenom. He's gonna be a phenom, man. He's phenomenal.
I'm telling you, good kid. You know what I mean? He can fight. He's very intelligent as well. I listened to a couple of his interviews. I hear when he talks. I like the relationship that he's got with his dad. They've got an amazing story from where they've come from. Like they were homeless and stuff like that. And his dad just was drilling him to want to box. So when you see things like this, whatever happens in a young man's career, say he doesn't even become world champion, right? Say he boxes another year and decides he don't want to box no more.
Yeah,
Regardless of whatever, I'm just being real. Just him as a human being, as a young kid,
he's
I
gonna
got
be
a lot
good.
of time. I got a lot of time. I got a lot of time for the kid. He's got personality as well. So I think if they push him in the right direction, that you know he could be that crossover star because he's very affable. He comes across good. And got good diction too. So I got a lot of time for the kid.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's what, and to me, that's my focus. So if we're not getting the fight, the mega fight that the fans want to see, you know, a lot of people just tunnel vision. They dictate boxing. If Spence don't fight Bud, they dictate boxing like that.
Well,
Ah,
you
we
know
not.
what? I hope. What do you think? Don't you wish that fight happens? I wish that fight happens.
No, I do wish it happens, but I'm not going. You see how you felt when I asked you about Anthony Joshua
Yeah,
and Tyson
yeah,
Fury.
yeah.
That's the way I feel about Bud and Spence. Like we've been talking about that fight for it's gonna be 3 years. Like, and then when they do talk about it, let's say when they ask Bud Crawford, what he said in in the last interview when he was in the Virgil Ortiz post fight, he's like, it's history. That's it. I'm moving on. Earl Spence don't talk about it, so it's like, why am I gonna keep talking about it when they don't even talk about it? You know?
Well, you know what? This is what I'm trying to say. This is what's wrong with boxing. The best are meant to fight the best. As simple as that, right? That is it. The best are meant to fight the best.
Yeah.
Right. If I go to go look in the UK, Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank, right, were proper sworn enemies. Right? Proper sworn enemies. Did that stop them from getting in the ring? Was that November of 1990? No, it didn't. They went at each other November 1990. They
Mm-hmm.
went at each other again October 93.
Yeah.
Those guys had real beef, right? Weren't
Mm-hmm.
no joke. When Nigel Benn used to come after you, he's come to lick off your head. He weren't coming to. He was coming to do you damage,
Yeah.
right? Chris Eubank mastered himself on the pugilistic arts of the sport. Those guys went to go do their thing, right?
Yeah.
Because they knew, like, I can't say I'm the man here and I've got a next man saying that he's the man. No, I have to deal with you.
Yeah.
Right. That's how it's meant to be. That is the magnetism of boxing. But now we're saying, well, I'm the best. No, I'm the best in the WBC. I'm cool with holding on to that belt. Let people wonder. But we got this guy in the Ring magazine. He's rated higher than me, but I don't care if he's rated higher than me because I'm cutting my check anyway.
Yeah. That's the
Right?
that's the problem.
No, we should be thinking in ourselves like, all right, then forget that. I want to fight you because you got a belt and you're holding a fragment of something that I'm claiming to be world champion of.
Facts.
That's how the game should be.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
That's how it should be.
And I'm all for boxers getting compensated. You know, I'm all for it, but also match it with the legacy. Get compensated real well, but make sure that your legacy, that you're putting your legacy also, that you're enhancing your legacy at the same time.
Most definitely, bruv. And that's what makes the game more special. That's what makes the game more, But it is what it is, bruv. It is what it is.
I want to see Charlo Demetrius Andrade. I want to just have a unification bout. Let's let it happen. But that ain't gonna happen. You're gonna be fighting Liam Williams. Who you got?
Pardon me?
Demetrius Andrade, Liam Williams.
Yeah, but do you really want to waste my brain cells on that?
Nah, I'm just saying that we got a middleweight division, which is one of the prestige division in the history of the sport of boxing, and it feels like the middleweight champions have abandoned their status in the middleweight division.
They've abandoned their responsibility in the middleweight division. That's what they've
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
That's what they've done. I mean, as a fighter, I'll take it down. Like, the best should want to fight the best. Simple as that. You know what I mean? Or even make it look like you're fighting good opponents. Now, I ain't knocking Liam Williams because Liam Williams, I know that he can fight. He can fight. He can
tough.
take the punch. He's tough. Right. But I'm saying Andre needs to do something because no one don't know him. I'm just being real. Nobody don't know that guy. Right?
yeah. I'm a fan. I get that all the time.
Right.
I feel like I'm the only one that fights for the dude in YouTube.
I tell you who fights from as well. Ness from because Ness
From the Boxing Boys.
yeah, can't hook him up with MTK Globe. I said, who's Eddie Hearn, bro? With me. He's nice and he's doing his thing. But yeah. You ain't gonna get that Canelo fight. I can tell you that now for nothing. Even though they say I'm moving up to 168, that's a waste of time. You ain't getting that fight.
Yeah, he ain't gonna get that fight. He's not gonna get that fight. He already said when I interviewed him, he said he's not gonna get that fight. That he already that Canelo Alvarez already got things locked down.
Yeah.
It was true.
Yeah. Well,
But that's what I'm saying.
Fight.
What Triple G? Triple G. Is he fly under the radar? He's abandoned his responsibility as well, don't you think?
Yeah, I know it has. Well, he could have got the Triple G fight, but the thing about it is, unfortunately, is this. Andrade is a very, very good fighter, yeah, who, I mean, he's got the steak, but he ain't got the sizzle. He needs the sizzle on that steak. You know what I mean? He's steak, don't mean he's real. He's real. I remember when he was sparring Sean Porter, when Sean Porter was getting ready to fight Devin Alexander. And so they used him because they needed a southpaw in the camp. And it was good work that them two were doing. So, yeah, he's a good fighter. He's two divisional weight world champion. But unfortunately...
And he's 33 years old now, man.
He's 33 years old. Right. But you know what? I can't even go by his age because that don't mean nothing. Because when was it? When he won the title? When he's 26? He won the title?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. And he was with I can't remember the name of the company that he was signed with, but it didn't work out and he left. And he ended up with Matchroom. But
he went to Rock Nation after. Was it Rock Nation he went after that? And then he went to Matchroom.
Yeah, but it didn't work. Right?
Yeah.
He needs a fight where he can show his sizzle. This could be the fight to show him his sizzle. This could be.
But is he going to get credit for it?
Yeah, he ain't going to no credit for it. But he needs, regardless, he needs to put in a performance that we're going to say, wow, did you see that? You know what I mean? Or he needs to get a highlight reel knockout or a highlight reel stoppage or put his hands together like throw some shots on the guy, throw like a barrage of punches like how when Tommy Hearns stopped when Sugar Ray Leonard stopped Tommy Hearns in the 14th round of their battle in September of '81. He needs to put in something like that. So when we watch that, then we're gonna say, "Wow, shit! Wow, that is this. Did you see that? We
Yeah,
weren't
yeah.
fighting him. I don't care, but did you see that? He needs to give us that. He needs to give us a "Did you see that" moment. We ain't had that yet with him. I'm
Facts. No,
sorry,
that,
it's
that
been
that's
real,
facts. That's
and I
facts.
like him and I respect him. You know what I mean, what's he? He's a where's he from? His family from the West Indies or
He's
something.
from I think it's some part of Africa. Was that little island?
Okay.
That whatever.
Okay. Well, I don't even know. But regardless of that, right? I'm looking at him. He could be one of my family. I'm looking at him. I say, all right, you like one of my cousins. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But I just hope that he gets a fight where he can put the sizzle on the steak. Because right now, I'm seeing the steak and it's giving me indigestion. That's what's happening.
Dad, come on, boo boo. Boo boo, you gotta do it. You gotta do something for us, man, this Saturday, man. Give
Yeah.
it a sizzle. Give it a sizzle.
Yeah. We will need that sizzle, bro.
Oh man. But I know you busy, you still gotta go over your notes. Or let me know if you
Nah,
still
I'm good.
Oh,
I'll
okay,
give you a
okay,
couple
okay.
more.
I
I'll
didn't
give you a
wanna
couple more minutes. Bro, we're talking about, remember, I'm in a quarantine,
you in
quarantine hotel.
you in the luxury jail.
Yeah, that's for real. That is what I'm in. You know what I mean? that is what I'm in. And people gotta understand that I love talking boxing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I love talking boxing.
I think the most like apart from playing with my kids, no, I'm being real. Apart from playing with my kids, I love talking boxing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I do. I love it.
My hobby is actually like judging fights, like with my like counting the punches and seeing the minutes and the 3 minute intervals of each round, and I'm addicted to it.
That's cool.
Like the other day, I wanted to do the I was watching Luis Colazo, Shane Mosley, but I just wanted to judge the fight. I just wanted to like put the pen and paper down,
You know what? When you think about it, like Louis Collazo was such a good fighter. He was very, very unlucky in the Ricky Hatton fight. You know what I mean? He was very unlucky in that fight. What was that? That was 2005, right? He was very unlucky in that fight. He had Ricky down as well, had him hurt. Ricky just thought he could just go and steamroll this kid, and it didn't work. And I remember Paulie Malignaggi years ago saying, like, out of all the welterweights right now, like, Louis Collazo could be like the best guy out of New York.
Yeah.
And like this is a little while back. So I spent a lot of time with Louis as well, because like I had a couple fighters back in the day. So we're going back, 2007. So I was out in New York. So I was working with his then trainer, Nermal Lorick, really nice guy. So shout out to Nermal. I just phoned up Nermal, said, I've got a fight, we're coming out, could you help us? He said, no problem. Yeah, cool. And like really took us in as well, took us to his family home, everything. It was really cool. And then we worked with Peter Quillen and Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs then was just a young amateur,
Yeah.
but picking up titles like no one's business. Shelly Finkel was doing his hardest to try and sign him and this and Danny Jacobs. So we did work with those guys as well, lovely guys. So it's really nice now to see, like, as we become adults and we've grown in this stuff, like to see Danny doing what he's doing now and all the rest of it. And I got a lot of really nice kids, Danny. Really, really nice kid.
Yeah.
Right? To see him, or to see Peter Quillen as well, Kid Chocolate, Danny stuff, it's nice. But Louis Collazo was a great fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he didn't get the breaks. I thought, go watch him fight with Bell. I thought he beat Bell.
Oh yeah. He wants that fight. He said he ain't never gonna get that fight again.
Yeah.
What do you think about these fighters that they great veterans? Because I feel like all these gatekeeper veteran elite fighters that used to be elite, but they still they'll fight a young fighter. What do you feel about the veterans that they still want to fight but they can't get no date? They haven't retired but they just can't get that fight.
Yeah,
What do you
but
feel?
that's you know what? You know how it goes? Is this when you're hot, you're hot. And when you're not, you're not. That's how it goes. You know? And then also, if you've got a young talent coming up, right? Say yes, you got a young talent coming up. You're thinking to yourself, would you really want to risk it? Would you really want to risk your young talent against this veteran who could give my kid a hard night? Do you want to risk it? You can't, because right now it's all about this magical which is a bag of bullshit. Right? A loss don't define you.
Is it like that? And like is it a worldwide thing, or
It's a
it's just an
worldwide.
America? It's a worldwide thing.
Definitely a worldwide thing. Definitely a worldwide thing. That's just the sport, you
that's
know.
terrible, man.
But you know, I'm just keeping it 100. It is a worldwide thing. But we're looking at some big fights now. Do you hear about like, um, I think it's going out to purse bids for Hergovich versus Michael Hunter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
who you
haven't
got for that?
heard. Well, Felix Hergovich.
Yeah,
I got Felix.
you think?
Yeah,
I think Michael Hunter could outpoint him.
think so. It is a tough one. It is a tough one.
Hunter's got the experience. Like Hunter is a decent boxer. Hergovich is very heavy handed. I mean, very heavy handed,
Yeah,
right? Um, but sometimes Hergovich moves. He's got his chin up in the air. I think he could be timed for left hooks. I think he's on for left hooks. But also the bad thing is this: is like Michael sometimes throws a jab to the body, and when he throws a jab to the body, he leans over to the right, taking his head out.
yeah, and then
And when he's doing that, like Hergovich can throw one of their right hands because he throws a lot of rabbit punches,
yeah,
hit him on the back of his head, and knock his equilibrium off. You know what I mean? And like kind of discombobulate him. So
and the referee won't say nothing because he had his head down already.
yeah, exactly. So I'm saying, but I think a lot of people writing off Michael Hunter. I think Michael Hunter is one of the most dangerous fighters in the world at heavyweight. Right? I just think he doesn't have the opportunity, he hasn't had the pop behind him. You know what I mean? And with that guy there, I think he's got a lot of sizzle. But the stake that he needs around him is actually the business. I think if he had the business guys around him to work out the fights for him, because he's usually doing things by himself. You know what I mean? Look at that.
Okay.
So you got to think he was with Al Heyman, he's no longer with Al Heyman, then he was with Eddie Hearn, he's got with Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean? Then like he fought on some gym show the other day. You see that fight? He had a fight.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Right. What do you get for that? If you'd be lucky if you got $10,000 for that, right? When here was a guy that I'm just keeping it 100 that if he had people around him,
a loyal, genuine support.
Yeah, loyal, genuine support around him, I think he'd get the big fights. I also think he'd win those big fights as well. You know what I mean?
See, I see Hunter almost like he probably had the same. I see not problem, but it's like Usyk, right? Because now it's a new heavyweight weight. Now it's a heavyweight. Now it's just a super heavyweight. Not like back in the days where your heavyweight is 215 and 220, 215. Now is does Usyk carry the power? We haven't seen that power, and I believe that Hunter has that same type of, not problem, but they don't
I
got.
agree. I agree with you to an extent, but Hunter still had Povetkin over, right?
Yeah.
Povetkin is a very solid, thick base heavyweight, right? And then after that, the next fight that Povetkin knocks out Dillian Whyte, right? So, even though Dillian Whyte decapitated him the other day in a rematch, but man, right?
Hell yeah.
So, but I think with Michael Hunter in the amateur, remember he's a super heavyweight in the amateurs. He came to the UK, he boxed Tyson Fury twice in the amateurs.
Yeah, I see. When I see him in person, his body was kind of flabby,
Yeah,
Hunter.
yeah. But you know what? You get certain guys who are like that.
Yeah.
You're right for history. There's certain guys who aren't this big. And maybe Michael he's not that guy. But I think if Michael Hunter trains right, there's talk that fight could happen in July. If Michael Hunter trains right, puts that work in, I could see Michael Hunter. I'm being real. I could see Michael Hunter beating Hergovich.
I mean, it is a close one, and it is a good test for both of them too. I like Hergovich's style though.
No, I love his stuff. But Hergovich is a G. Don't get twisted. Hergovich can fight, right? But I could just see somebody, because if you watch when Michael Hunter boxed Usyk, Michael Hunter didn't train for that fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't train for that fight. And you see back then, like Michael Hunter was like, sometimes Michael Hunter could be his own worst problem. Because like, I train myself, I do. You know what I mean? You gotta be real with this thing. You got like, there's a reason why you have a trainer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, there's a reason why you have a trainer.
Or maybe he don't want to spend that money in camp. He don't want to spend that sparring money.
Well, I don't know, but you know what? All I'm saying is like, I want to see that fight happen, and I think if it does happen, I'm telling you, I think Michael Hunter could turn over the apple cart. I'm just being real.
What do you think about that Joy Joyce and Joy Joyce and Usyk?
That fight is going to be signed off, I think, by next week. I believe. I'm hearing. Me and Sam Jones are really good friends. We're tight.
Okay, that's
And
gonna be a gutty.
I got Joe Joyce winning.
I got Joy Joyce too.
I got Joe Joyce
I
winning.
call him the big fundamental. He's like the Tim Duncan of the heavyweights.
Yeah, you don't do nothing. You don't do nothing flash, but there's a lot of stake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, there's a lot of steak, and it's medium rare, but it tastes good.
It's slow, but it gets there.
It gets there. I'm telling you, and that is Joe Joyce. And I'm telling you because like me and Sam Jones we're tight. It's like every time when fights come up, Sam Jones phones me up to know what's going on, especially when Joe Joyce is fighting. And I could see Joe winning that fight.
Yeah, I do. I do could see it. I mean, he didn't. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. He did surprise me the way he just kept that. He was like a well-oiled machine. He just stood. He just stayed with the. He just stayed constant with the jab. It don't matter how many power punches, because Daniel Dubois was landing power punches.
It was landing power punches, but the thing with Daniel Dubois, the power punches that Daniel Dubois was landing, he wasn't throwing them with confidence. You know what I mean? It's like go watch from the fourth round. To me, it seemed like Daniel Dubois seemed a little bit sorry for himself. And then recently now in the newspaper, Daniel Dubois openly admitted that he quit. He said like he just had up, he gave up. You know what I mean?
Took a knee. Damn.
Right. Exactly. I you know what? Like I said, I'm pretty upset, especially like right now in the world. Taking the knee, you only take the knee for Black Lives Matter. If you're not taking the knee for Black Lives Matter, just forget about it. I ain't heard you say one thing about Black Lives Matter, but you want to go in the ring and go fight someone. But I got a lot of stick from certain people saying I was a bit too hard on Daniel Dubois. And I'm not. I'm only being honest, right? People can say whatever they want about my career. I've never taken a knee in my life.
Yeah. Hey, yo, I said that the other day. I'm like, yo, what's good with the UK fighters? They be taking knees. What's up with Kel Brugge? What's good with Danny Dubois? Come on, man. What y'all taking knees like that for? Come on. Ebony Bridges ain't taking no knee. I was wide closed.
Listen, next thing. Right. Bridges, let me just salute that lady. I love her to bits. Her and Shannon Courtney put on a fantastic fight last week. Now, I'm saying this. She didn't take no knee.
Right?
Right. Now, to the physics, females ain't got no balls, but she got more balls than Daniel Dubois.
Woo! Facts. That's what I said. Come on, man. She ain't take no knee. Shout out to Australia.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I mean, Australia needs to give back the country to the Aborigine. But anyway, that's another thing. Another story. That's another story for another day.
Oh, but who else was fighting? Oh, hey, Katie Taylor, Natasha Jonas. That's gonna be a good fight.
Good fight. Very, very good fight. What's that? That's on the undercard of Derek Chisora, Josie Parker, right?
Yep, Chisora Parker.
Who you got for that fight?
I got Parker.
Okay.
I got Parker.
I want Derek Chisora to smash him to bits. No, I'm just gonna be real. It's not. Let me tell you, Derek Chisora phoned me the other day. Said, yo, Spence, I see you on. You're doing your bit on ESPN now, man. And he was just so happy. You know what I mean? Just put me out the blue. I'm like, who's this? It's like my mate was at a restaurant, saw Derek. They're talking, boom. I've known Derek since he was like 16 years old. Right? Okay. And then we're talking, and just the joy. Derek's a good guy, you know, good human being. Seriously, really, really good guy. And I want Derek Chisora to smash Josie Parker. Not because I dislike Josie Parker. Josie Parker's actually a diamond, jumps on our show all the time and stuff. Lovely, lovely man. But I just want Josie Parker. Because Josie Parker didn't impress me in that far fight recently.
Okay.
One bit. And
Chisora's gonna come to fight though.
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's why we'll pay to go see James Chisora, because you know what you're getting with him. Right? I'm telling you, we're getting.
It's funny, he keep on getting these big fights. Like they love him. They love him out there.
They do, because they know you know what you're gonna get with him. You're not getting no money. He's coming to fight you. That is it. He's coming to fight you. You never know. Yeah, I mean, fingers crossed for Derek Chisora anyway. And that's not against Josie Parker. He's my guy, but Derek's more my guy than Josie Parker.
Yeah, I think Natasha Jonas, in my opinion, when I scored the Natasha Jonas last fight, I think she won. She won a
Oh,
Moscow card for
again,
Walker.
yeah, Natasha Jonas versus Harper. Definitely, she
Harper.
won that fight. Yeah, she
Yeah,
won that fight. Yeah, she won it. But you know what? It is what it is, and this is a big fight. Her and Katie Taylor.
that is.
It's a big fight, right? And it's gonna be more to do with the minds because I don't know if Joe Gallagher can formulate the game plan for Natasha Jonas, but I hope that he can. Natasha Jonas is a really good fighter, but I'm saying like you lost in a fight against Harper where things didn't go your way, and then they think right, boom, and now you've got another shot, and now you're fighting Katie Taylor, who's one of the best pound for pound female fighters in the world. It's kind of like a tough draw, especially when you're seeing like Bridges and Courtney fight the other day. Yeah, I mean, they no disrespect, but to the game, they're novices, and they ended up fighting for a world title. I reckon it could have been an easier route for her to fight for a world title, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It is what it is. But Katie Taylor's real. She ain't no
Nah,
joke.
nah,
Hey,
she's no joke. She's no joke. But I do see some slippage in her defense lately.
yeah, I agree. But we'll see what's gonna happen. We'll see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah. What you think about Clarissa Shields? Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall.
You know what? I'm gonna get Clarissa Shields on my show maybe on Monday. Her and Savannah, because I know Savannah really well. She's MTK as well. But
Yeah.
big up Savannah. I love Savannah. She's excellent. Savannah Marshall reminds me of.
Tyson
Let
Fury.
me. No.
No,
She a little bit. She does. There is a bit
a
of
little bit.
similarities there. There is similarities, but no, she actually reminds me of Carlos Monza, the former middleweight
Oh,
world champion.
okay.
How she puts her in the 70s world champ. How she puts her punches together. You know what I mean? Go watch Carlos Monza versus Nino Benvenuti, and you'll see similarities in Savannah Marshall. I know. I can read off these things all the time, but that's what she reminds me of. Anyway, I'm just gonna be real.
Nah,
But
nah.
yeah,
If you were to see my live commentary on that one, I say that Savannah, that woman shouldn't be in the ring with you. That woman should not be in the ring. You better get her out of
listen,
there.
man. We did a live. No, me and Tunde. I said, where did they get this granny from? This woman, granny should have older my mum. My mum's 87. So
I
yeah.
mean, like, I do love female boxing, but but then they had these female that they should not even be in that ring.
So I don't even want to give that any credence or any kudos because female boxing on the rise right now,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I hope that we do get. I'm gonna phone Clarissa in a minute. That we do get Clarissa and Shavana on there, and because that would be a good fight. That would be a good money fight for these ladies as well. I know Clarissa's fighting. Was she fighting in the octagon, right?
MMA. She's gonna
Yeah, she
fight in
fighting MMA.
MMA.
Yeah, she fighting the MMA. So
What I like about the build up, on that one is because now you could build it up like, okay, this is the fight that Clarissa Shields could really lose. Because all her build up fights, is really like we know the foregone conclusion, Clarissa Shields is gonna win, you know. But this fight, she lost to her in the amateurs.
yep,
So you have that story like this is the woman that beats Clarissa Shields, and I think it will actually sell good. I think they
yep,
both gonna get that good money.
yep, yep.
Is Eddie Hearn gonna come up with that cash?
Yeah, he will. It
Okay,
will.
all right.
It will. Because that fight was up.
Yeah, she was talking to Zab Judah last night, and he in the IG live.
Okay.
She like saying Eddie Hearn gonna pay up, but
But let me tell you this. She comes on The Fight Is Right with me and Tunde Ajayi. We'll ham that up. We'll get them both on it. The thing with Shavana's not really a
a
smart
talker.
talker. She ain't really a smart talker. She ain't really a trash talker. She just likes to get in them fight. But Shavana can fight. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I'm gonna get them both on. We'll see what's gonna happen, man.
What do you think about Amanda Serrano?
Nah, she bad, man.
Yeah, she bad.
Yeah. She your peoples? She your
Huh?
peoples? She your peoples, right? She probably
They all my peoples. They all my but what I like about what she brings to
she's
the
Latino,
table.
right?
Huh?
She's Latino.
Yeah, it's Latino. Yeah, she Puerto Rican,
Okay. Well, you Puerto Rican, right? Were you?
Dominican.
Yeah, it's same thing.
The same,
Right,
same
same
thing.
thing. Let's down the
Same.
road. Yeah.
I know, no, you can't say that. You know why? You know how many arguments you will have with a Trinidad that says that don't call. I'm not Jamaican, or you call
No, it's different.
Jamaican
No,
and
it's,
Trinidad.
totally right. It's different. It's different. It's different.
You
That's different.
see?
But you Hispanic people, All the bloody same. Now I'm joking.
Oh, you see? Yo, trust me, I've been in a lot of argument with a Jamaican. You call Jamaican a Trinidadian or a Trinidadian Jamaican? Whoa!
Man. You know,
or
look, man, it's
or
so simple.
Ecuadorian Mexican or
Yeah,
Mexican
you
Ecuadorian. You get
see,
into these.
this is the trick because we're all one human family.
Oh, of
You know
course,
what I
of
mean?
course.
And when I
Okay.
look on like the West Indies, is not where the slave ship stopped, but where it took off from. All right,
Yes.
just remember that we're all African, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Trust
yeah.
me, we're all African. Don't let no one fool you. Even white people too. Yeah, you African too, because civilization came from there. So you come from civilization, so you're African too.
Yeah.
Just that you didn't get the sun,
Huh?
right?
Right?
They just didn't get the sun.
You get that tan. You didn't get that
No,
tan.
they didn't get it. They didn't get it. But yeah, boss, it's been a pleasure. I'm gonna work. I've got 15 minutes, not 15 minutes now. I've got 10 minutes before
Before they let
Asher
you out.
prayer. No, to
Oh, oh
pray.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
Gotcha.
fasting right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go and have another shower. That's what I do in this hotel room. I shower about 10 times a day. Right? I'm
You
gonna
going, yo,
have
you going to turn white by the end of the day,
yeah,
washing yourself,
yeah,
scrubbing.
yeah. I'm telling you. I mean, I come in and my bed was black, man. What's going on? But nah, so
Ah.
but yeah, it's all love. And it's always big up to be on Punch Drunk Boxing, man. Keep on doing your thing, bruv. You know what I mean?
Thank
Keep
you,
on doing your
thank
thing. You know what I mean?
you
It's
too.
important,
You
right? And remember, it's really there's a kid who's smashing it like on social media now, brother Ben X. It's like
brother Ben.
yeah, brother Ben X. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
young kid with
Young.
the
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
you remember they shut his channel down the first one.
Yeah, I know.
You talking about the
Right?
Muslim kid, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, they
Right?
shut his. He had a great
So
channel and they
yeah,
shut it down. Now he
yeah,
re-upped it.
yeah. But he's doing really well. I rate that kid. And he says like, yeah, I mean, it's it's not about it's about the passive impact, not the passive income. So the passive impact is that what builds. And if you look at anything that grows, it grows passively. It doesn't just shoot up one day. You know what I mean? You
Yes.
plant a seed right now, you fertilize it, you water it, it doesn't spring straight away. It doesn't have straight, you know what I mean? It takes time for it to germinate, photosynthesis, all the rest of it. Then it starts growing and growing and growing and growing. And in time it grows, but it grows passively. Anything
Yeah.
that shoots up so quick, it's gonna come down really fast too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why certain people in the music industry have one hit wonders and we don't
Yeah.
hear from them anymore. Right?
Facts.
You got what I'm trying to say? So you got to look on certain things and say to yourself, like, if you want to do something, you got to say, this is how I compare it to. One of the greatest rappers of all time who don't get the props that I think is Busta Rhymes.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know,
Right? One
right?
of the greats, one of the greats. He's one of the
Yeah.
greats, right? But what Busta Rhymes has done, he's been,
Longevity.
yeah, passively consistent. And that's why I got a ring. And that's why even now he still makes the impact that he makes. But like I said, Brother Benix dropped that one. I'm seeing like with your channel and like you're doing your lives and all the rest of it and blah, blah, blah. And you're making passive impact. Because I was speaking to some certain kids and they said, yeah, I know you because I saw you on Punch Drunk.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what, for real? Like, you know, in the UK, I'm big, man. They're like, no, but
Yeah.
I know you because I've been on Punch Drunk. Or they say, I know you because, yeah, I mean, I've been on was it Trill Boxing or those kind of things. So guys in America. And then they reach out to me. And then when I did the Carl Frampton, Jamal Heron, Carl Frampton,
Yeah.
and I like, boom, it's from me. Then from me, I go over to Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley, and I love both of those guys, but I really do love Andre Ward. And it's
Andre Wall. Yeah.
yeah, then it's handed over to them. I'm in Dubai. My phone just blew up, bro. Like everyone, oh man, the knowledge, you smashed it, man. Rah, everybody. So, you know what I mean? It's passive income, man. Passive income, passive impact. Because
Yeah.
I've been doing this game for years and years and years and years and years. But what I'm saying, why I'm grateful for that is that America now is putting that respect to my name. So because of that, then I'm saying, well, I'm really grateful. I'm really thankful. So big up everyone who's on Punch Drunk Boxing. You know what I mean? Like, subscribe, comment. You know what I mean? And keep on us boosting up the brothers thing because we got to blow up this thing, man. Because boxing is
Yes.
universal. Boxing is the only language that is the universe. Why? Because boxing don't care if you're black, It don't care if you're white. It don't care if you're straight. It don't care if you're gay. It don't care if your gender's not important. If you can fight, you can fight. And if you can fight, then you know what? You're gonna be on Punch on Boxing. I'm gonna talk about you. All right,
That's what
peace,
I'm talking about.
fingers.
Peace, my
I'm out.
brother. Thank
Love.
you. Thank you. All right.